Staying in bad relationships because you fear being single is lame. Not just saying lame for no reason, but if you feel that low about yourself, you continually let yourself be treated like crap, then yeah, that is lame.
Sad, actually.
Loneliness. I think it's something that none of us want to admit that we feel. In my comments section, in the gender wars, men will lob at women, "You're going to be lonely with a cat," and women will lob back at men, "You're going to die alone," because it's something that masculine and feminine really, really fear.
Very good point. Glad you said it, because it is obvious. You see a lot of it on the internet, and you can tell both men and women do fear getting older and dying alone. So that's why it's a good tool to use for both men and women to insult them. That's why you hear all these women saying, "Oh, all these men dying in old people's home with no family around them because no one cares about them."
I don't want to die alone, bro.
Then you have men saying all these women dying in their houses with a million cats because no man wants to be around that. She wasted her good years, hence she's gonna die alone with her cats, blah, 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 back and forth. But amongst all of this, amongst the insults about being single and dying alone, we do live in a world where so many people, because they fear the dying alone, they fear the dying alone, or they fear being alone, or they fear being single, they would stay in so many crap, bad, shitty relationships just to have someone there.
That is so lame.
Oh, I've got someone, but that person is treating you like garbage. Trash already, trash! Now, one thing about these relationships is, it gets on my nerves when people who are just together for the sake of being together act as if they're doing good or they're better than you because they're together.
Bullshit.
They want to sell to the world they have this great show of us, when in reality, it's nothing more than a shit show.
We fear being alone because we're not biologically and evolutionarily made to be alone. In fact, we will die if we're alone. We will die without physical touch. In many cases, when we're older or when we're much younger, we will die if somebody's not taking care of us. So we have an inherent physical, biological need to be with somebody. And we are scared to be alone. And many women, many men will stay in unhealthy relationships forever, for their whole lives, because they are so fearful of being alone.
Don't leave me.
And that is so sad. I've seen it myself. There are people I know in these right now. You can see they're not happy. They don't have anything good to say, but they're so committed on this BS relationship, this unhealthy crap that they're in, that they will fight for it until their end, basically. But why then, who cares? If having someone means more to you than your sanity and your peace of mind, then you're living for that person. You're not living for yourself.
There is such an emphasis on building these things, these structures around us to not be alone. And I know why. It's because being alone can be lonely. I've been going through a breakup. I've been really healing right now. I've been spending time alone on the weekends. I don't go out as much anymore. My friend group has really pared down. My dating standards are really strict, so I don't go out a lot with men. And there are times where I'm really lonely. Yesterday I had a really hard day and I cried a lot because I miss physical touch. I miss having somebody in the world that cares about me.
There we go. Those 2 points, physical touch and having someone that cares about you. Now, of course, as human beings, these are required. But being with someone that doesn't care about you, but they're there, that would make things even worse. That would make a person think less of themselves. Because what some people call care, others call the bare minimum. Like, you thought that was caring? No, that's just standard. But as a man, I could never be comfortable with a woman for an extended amount of time, knowing I do not care about her, but I'm just happy she's here.
Nope.
I'm just content that she's here. Now, let's be honest here. Some men would keep access to women because it's access to sex. So therefore, I can't stand her. She's annoying. I don't even really like her that much. However, when I get horny, when I need some affection, some touch.
Pussy! I am a man, I need it!
Yeah? The physical touch? Yeah, then obviously, that she's good for that.
Disgusting.
Most of the time, she's annoying as and I'm just here because I've got no one else. Now, that's sad as well. Admittedly, a lot of men do it. They'll stay with a woman because the sex is good, but she's awful. And it's like, yeah, that's just more trauma you're building between the both of you.
And it's okay to feel lonely, but at the same time, feel an immense amount of self-love, self-actualization. For the first time in my life, because of this time that I've spent alone, and I didn't just jump into another relationship, I have cultivated, finally, a sense of safety within my body. I have cultivated an emotional, safe home for myself, which I have never had before. I have never felt the freedom to just truly be myself, show up, take up space, and know that I deserve it, and to give myself that safe place by cultivating the social network around me, by cultivating my environment, by picking up habits and practices that cultivate that safety, meditation, grounding, breathing, things that like really make me feel safe, being picky about who I let into my energy.
As you should, as you should. The fear of being single will make sane people do crazy things. It makes you question, do they fear being lonely or they fear not having someone to play with?
I'm not going to. I'm 38 years old. I hate working out. Stop telling me to work out. Like, I'm not going to.
I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know one person that's in a healthy and happy relationship. I just see a bunch of people who have attachment issues that are trying to get other people to fill their cup. And obviously it's not working because you've got your own issues that you're not dealing with.
Exactly. I know a decent amount of people in relationships where it's like,
that motherfucker back there is not real.
I don't know what the two of you have, but every time you're together, it seems as if you can't stand each other. It seems as if like, why am I here with this person? I fucking hate this person, but yet here I am with them. I'm sorry. My sanity and my peace matter more than just faking this thing to show other people, oh, look, we're together. When in reality, both of you are very single, even though you have each other. You don't care about each other enough. You're just there bouncing off each other, and usually it's bullshit you're bouncing off each other. But as long as you're together, yeah. I see so many of these relationships around me, but then they look at you wondering why you're so content.
And you know something? It's beautiful.
How can you be so content? They would have single people feel as if they're not living life. They would have single people feel as if they're missing out. They would have single people feel as if they're not up to standard simply because they don't have this same bullshit situation that they're in.
Stop it. Get some help.
The good thing about certain people is they have standards, morals, and they're not willing to settle for anyone just for the sake of someone. That is lame. Your sanity matters more.
On a level, why are you in a relationship that doesn't make you happy?
Good point.
And it isn't just the young ones. I know
Yep.
50, 60-year-olds that are in shit shows of relationship.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And them ones are the worst. It's like you've been together for decades and you hate each other, but okay.
And it's just like, man, you're grown. What are you doing? Like, you'd rather be miserable in a relationship rather than learning to love yourself on your own. Like, what are you doing?
I want to talk about open relationships, not safe for females.
This ain't for me.
I was watching a TV program the other day about how couples are getting like a third person into their relationship, and it got me thinking. I do not understand open relationships, whether that's just have an agreement that you can go be with other people, or you as a couple bring a third person in. I always feel like there's one person in a relationship that doesn't quite want to do it, but they do it just to keep their partner happy. I don't understand is when couples are like 2 or 3 years in and they're already trying to get a third person. This whole open relationship thing has then become glorified, and all of a sudden it's okay to go and fuck other people while you're in a relationship. Honey, not me. I am monogamous as fuck. I just think that it's a massive cover-up for something else that's bigger, that's missing in the relationship, but people are just too scared to leave these days. Said what I said.
People shame other people for being single because of their own insecurity. Because a lot of people are not secure in themselves unless they have someone else.
Sad, actually.
Have a nice day.
I don't want to die alone, bro.